I obviously am wearing this because I have a broken collarbone. So
I think it will bring more views.
I think like this episode is going to be edited a lot less because it's tough with one hand. But the next one, we're back in the game. So NFTs are back on Monad for some reason. Magically, you just open your Twitter with your Monad account and see all these new projects popping up, see the OG projects getting insane engagement. Like Monad Starter, the engagement is insane. They got 60k followers. Their tweets are getting hundreds or thousands of likes. Then you have Chalkstar, which just popped up from nowhere and got supported by all the OGs. I think even some Monad team guys and a lot of other new projects. Everything is very hyped. So, what do you guys think about it? I mean, I don't know where this came from.
Yeah, I believe that the Magic Eden airdrop brought a lot of attention and liquidity to NFTs that are already out there. And then we also had the Pengu airdrop for Pudgy Penguins, brought a lot more attention to NFTs. So people are trying to figure out what's next. What is something that has a lot of upside that they don't have to spend anything on, or potentially can get a whitelist that's a lot cheaper than spending thousands of dollars on Mad Lads, or there's that new one that's gonna do an airdrop of a token. They're gonna drop a anime NFT or
Azuki?
yeah, and those things I believe are bringing the hype back to NFTs.
Yeah, and I mean, there was, I won't say like a push, but for sure the Monad team liked this moment right from the beginning and picked it up. And yeah, it was very beneficial for all NFT projects on Monad. And with that, it brought the attention of KOLs from all over. They were like on Twitter for days, like begging for a whitelist for this project, begging for a whitelist for that project. And yeah, and those guys with 50, 60, 100k followers, yeah, it brings a lot of attention for the projects they were mentioning. And yeah, and I think it also brought attention to the quality of the art that we have in the space, which is undoubtedly really, really high. And yeah, I think people are now waking up, and probably also the smell of testnet and mainnet coming sooner than later, hopefully, also brings all these people to try to get some foot in the game, let's say. So yeah, I think there's a really brighter future for Monad NFTs right away. We are seeing like Shockstar with 30 plus K followers, which is crazy. Like you're saying, Monadverse, I think they have like 60k followers now. It's crazy. I was there in the chat for yesterday, and yeah, people were talking nonstop on Shockstar, on Monadverse, on Spikenads also, and it was crazy. And the movement was something that I haven't seen for a few months, which is really, really good to see.
What's interesting is that you see a lot of people in these hyped NFT chats outside of Monad. So, like, I look at some people who are chatting there, I open their profile and they aren't even in the Monad official Discord. So we are mainstream with Monad finally, and testnet is around the corner. If Monad was launching now, then everyone would print money of these NFTs because the hype is real. But we have to wait. I hope Monad catches this bull run with its launch because this will be crazy. If all these projects launch day one or in the first week, millions of meme coins, it will be insane. So yeah, Chalkstar is taking the lead right now. It has a lot of supporters. I'm trying to get a whitelist there. I'm not there yet, but I think they were giving whitelists to people in Keone made like a thread mentioning 1,000 nets, and if you were in the thread, you would get a whitelist, I think.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, check that out. And I like that they are appreciating the people who have been here for months, who are nets, who like can get the whitelist easier, which I think is a good idea, rather than giving whitelist to random dudes who are new here and who will dump it day one, rather than some loyal guys.
Yeah, I wrote a small thread about it. I think there's a very good mix of details that I think empower that all that engagement, all that interest from everyone, especially the art. I think the art is really like recognizable, the colors that fit perfectly from the ones we've seen. Yeah, and I think it's like cute chalk with a cool color palette with nice details from the Monad lore. You know, like there's very well known people that are having that SPFP, like Kali, you've seen like Sapphire, KB sharing their PFPs, you know, and that also brings a lot of attention. Also, Tequila is really well known. She's a great artist. She's been here for months or more. She's been in real life events, you know, everyone knows her. She's really talented, so that's fundamental for a successful project. And then I think she picked up the team really well. I think you got Grimjo, you got Case, obviously Backbar. There's like a good mix of factors that really got it where it is, and I don't think it was by chance.
What's also an interesting conversation right now is Chug looks like he's winning the Mon Animal race. Like, he's the most famous Mon Animal right now with these NFTs. And Benja, he has another Chug NFT, which has been here for a much longer time, but Chogstar right now is like more hyped, more famous, bigger project. So I remember when I first saw Chogstar, I sent it to Benja and he said that it's good to have some more competition, like healthy competition. So there can potentially be infinite Chog NFTs, infinite Molendek, infinite Moyaki NFTs. So you just have to look out for all of them to catch the biggest ones, because it's going to be impossible to catch all of these. We have been here in Monad for like a long time, and even we can't get in all of these projects unless you're online 24/7, and even then you probably can't hit all of them. So yeah, it's going to be tough, and I will put some new Monad NFTs in the description. So if you are hunting for some new projects, new whitelists, you can check them out.
Yeah, like my opinion on Chogstar is I think it's kind of annoying that there's so many Milady-esque NFTs being created all over the place. You know, I just minted Madio Ladio or something, which is like Miladies of Mad Lads, and that's done terrible. But there's just like am I wrong? It is kind of a reference to Miladies, right? It's like the Chog version of Miladies.
I wouldn't say it's very in your face. I see some kind of resemblance, but not that obvious, I
Well,
think.
then there's a couple others in the monad. It's like there's just too many. Overnads, there's others.
Overnight is a cute Miladies, you know, it's a different kind of art, but yeah, it obviously resembles Miladies and it's inspired by them. But yeah, I think when concerning Miladies, like derivatives, one thing is like fundamental for me if they want to be successful, they have to have that Milady attitude, you know. If you just copying the art without all the rest, it's just like a kind of rip-off. It's just art, you know. It lacks the attitude, which is like 90% of what melodies are. It's that attitude that they have, the people that support them because of that, you know. And if you want to do that on Monads, you have to have everything. You just can't get the art and try to get away with it. You have to be like rough. You have to be like raw. You have to have that attitude that doesn't care for what everyone else thinks. I think one Milady derivative on Monad can be very successful, but they have to have that attitude, you know. It's fundamental.
Yeah, it like seeing all these makes me more find like the really unique ones more special. Like I like block nods. Like I feel like the art on that is more unique and special than derivatives of Miladies. Like I like the block nods. I like Spiky. I know there's a lot of pixel art out there, but like the way Spiky is, I just like the Spiky art, and I just don't like derivatives of Miladies. Like the original is always the winner, and then there's also a bunch of other derivatives of Miladies in other ecosystems. It's just by the time we actually hit mainnet, there's going to be infinite Miladies ripoffs that are trying to capitalize on Miladies. And it's just by the time we actually hit mainnet, I know I'm just kind of saying something that is not popular thing to say because everybody is super excited about Chogstar. But I guess going back to what I was getting at is I'm really looking forward to what Benjanad puts out, and I'm hoping that it's going to blow everybody away and it's going to be the top Chog NFT. Also, like I've met Benjinad, and I don't know, I just can't help but root for him.
Yeah, I also like Chalk a lot, Chalk project a lot. Obviously, we have no idea of what the art will look like. There's no sneak peeks, there's no clues, but the way they are doing things on their Discord, their execution, I think execution is really, really important. And they've done things differently than everyone. The games that they have there are very engaging. The way of leveling up with their coin is really, really cool. And I'm pretty sure that they'll do good if they keep up with this like innovation that they are doing in the space. Execution is really important, but art is also really important. So I personally want to see what will bring. I think I trust them. I like them, so I think they'll bring something good. But I need to see it. I need to see. I think also that there will be more than just an NFT collection from their side. That's my suspicion. Not sure, but yeah, that's my suspicion.
Benja might have a token in plan, but you never know. And I know he wants to also do NFTs. That's for sure. And I wouldn't fade these new projects if you see that they are winning just because you have friends in the old one. Like I like Benja, I like his project. His Discord is where I'm probably most active from the NFT servers, but you can't like stay with only the one chalk if you see that another one is winning. So I would keep an eye on both of them.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. They could be both in the top NFT collections for Monad. What I do see is now that people are seeing that Shog is popular, there will be more Shog ripoffs, like the one that we were talking before. It's clearly from checking the followers, the mutual followers. When I first saw it, there are like almost 1K followers and like 4 mutuals, which for me tells me that they are not coming from the community. Yeah, and there will be more, just trying to capitalize on Shog.
It doesn't even have to come from the community at the end of the day, because what you see with new launches of any chain is that there's the core project, like we have all the ones that come from the community that the community is in, and then just before launch, when it's hyped, some influencer comes, like for example, Imagine Ansem made a project and it's going to be the most hyped project on Monad, even though most of the community members aren't straight from Monad but from like crypto. So just before Monad launches, there are going to be tons of projects that don't come from the community, but they are going to do well anyway. So it's kind of sad that all your work doesn't matter for those new projects, but that's the way it is and you have to accept it and be ready for it, because a lot of people fade those projects like this is fake, this doesn't come from the community, and those might end up being the biggest project, because art doesn't really matter. The only way where art matters, in my opinion, is one, it can be memeable like Bitcoin puppets, or it can be a good profile picture thing. Yeah.
If it's easily recognizable, people will, if you look like the medled, you know right away it's a medled, So those kind of NFT BFPs collection, they are popular because of that, People feel they belong to that cult and you can identify them right away. And that's really important. If you want people to use your NFT as a BFP, it's really important to have that also. So I wouldn't discard art at all, especially on Monad, because we have like a super productive art scene. I think I haven't seen this quality in art anywhere else, We just were able to gather immensely talented artists, which is awesome. I think that's one to look for. And I agree with you when you say that we shouldn't be looking just for community-driven NFTs. What I was saying is, people from outside see that Shog is popular, so they try to do a Shog collection. And that becomes too obvious. Of course, it's but just be aware that not all collections that will come to Monad from outside will be successful. That's just what I was saying.
Honestly, I have a opposing viewpoint to what you think about art, because you talk a lot about art, like you find it interesting, you think it matters a lot. I don't think it matters almost at all. If it's like Medled or a Milady or Pudgy Penguin, like you can BFP it and it will be recognizable, that's good for sure. I agree with that. But it's only good if what it represents is good. So who buys a Milady because it's good art? I haven't heard about anybody who puts thousands of dollars into some art that like he likes as an NFT. There's very, very few people who do it. Who buys a Pudgy Penguin because it's cute? It is, but no one puts 100k into it because it's cute. It's all driven by money. So you buy it because you speculate on some airdrop. You buy it because you know they are the best marketing team in crypto. You buy it for all these reasons. So Chalkstar isn't the winner right now because they have the best art. Do you think Chalkstar has better art than Blocknuts or than Monadverse? Probably not. But does it matter? No, because if they can pull off better marketing, then it doesn't matter at all. Do you remember, for example, last bull run 2021, rocks, literally rocks were selling for 7 figures. The art, like, it's just a rock, but it's the story behind it, the marketing. That's 90% of NFTs, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just like I told before, but I think art is a gateway. You know, I think it's a factor among others that we should check for. You're talking about Shockstar. Probably what started bringing attention to the community and the team in the beginning was the art, you know. Yeah, but it's one factor among like 10 factors. So, but it can be just discarded. Like you said, male lads, miladies, all they have other factors, but their art is easily recognizable. You look at it and you know right away it's a milady, you know right away it's a mad lad, you know right away it's a penguin, you know. That's what I meant. So the recognizability of the collection matters a lot, especially if you want people to use it as a PFP, which is what brings attention. You can be doing like great things, but if you have no eyes on you, if you have no attention, it doesn't matter. Attention is like key here, and art is one of the gateways to get that attention. Yeah, because yeah, as Oko was saying, Blocknuts, I think their art is great. They have a pretty cool utility behind them. So yeah, I think that's also one worth to keep a look on. It has a really, really low supply. That's probably one of the most urgent ones to get if you want to get a whitelist for them or a block pass. So yeah, that's that. I don't know if you want to highlight any other projects. I think there's a lot of them that we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, there's just from looking through our group chat, we've got Cans, we've got Mon Boys, which I actually like. I actually like the Mon Boys artwork. I think that looks unique, but then again, their marketing isn't anywhere close to where it needs to be. And another one that I guess I'm coming back to is Scrumpies. Because Scrumpies was founded by Mello, who's like a Monad OG, and because of his connection to Switchboard, I think that is got a leg up on a lot of others.
You think there will be some kind of partnership, collab, or?
Like they talk about Scrumpies a lot in the Switchboard Discord. They might not have any affiliation, but there is a potential there. And if Switchboard comes out with any NFT, makes any community NFT like Pith did with Pithinians, it's going to be a good one. The way Mello markets Scrumpies is also, in my opinion, one of the best. It's a unique. It stands out. It's funny. The Twitter stream on Scrumpies is hilarious compared to most other NFT projects. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Scrumpies, but they only have a Telegram, and I hate Telegram.
Yeah, we also have Monad Stone, which is pretty recent, but it's been pretty funny to watch it. And we were talking about the stones before. Now we have one stone project also in Monad, which is cool. I think that the approach they are getting of doing personalized stone for everyone with their PFP colors, it's a cool idea. I think it brings attention, it involves people, you know. They are doing a nice launch. And then we have the OGs, you know, that we haven't talked about. We talked about Spiky, but we haven't talked about Monadians and Nomads. We can't discard them. I think both projects have tight teams. Of course, the attention hasn't been on them lately because of all this hype with the newer ones. But I think when people think of Monad NFTs, they still think about Monadians. They still think of Nomads. And I think it's basically just on their ends to pick up the pace with all this hype and really get advantage of their position as the OGs.
Yeah, like I tell the story, maybe I've told the story before, but I did an internship years ago. I met a bunch of people in the financial services industry, and we have a group chat. And for years it was on stocks, and it's kind of migrated towards crypto. And in that group chat, like last February, they were talking about Monad, and they were talking about how they could get Monadians whitelists. And that was actually one of the things that kind of pushed me into the Monad ecosystem was Like these guys who have, in some cases, like really high paying jobs on Wall Street even, are trying to get whitelists for Canadians. And obviously the hype was a lot higher then because at that time they were even considering launching the NFT on another chain and then bridging over. But either way, the Monadians played a part in me coming to Monad and paying attention to Monad and getting involved with the community. And I think there's still a lot of people out there that still remember that time when Monadians had all the hype, and at some point they're all going to try to get those whitelists.
Yeah, I remember like back in April, May, when I got to Monadius as well, they had like, I think they had like 50 partnerships going on with different NFT projects and DAOs and whatever. I was like, what is happening here? I wasn't expecting it. And yeah, that speaks to how popular they were back then. And I don't see a reason why they couldn't be as popular now if they pick up the pace and try to start launching things and doing more stuff like the others are doing. So yeah, I think
I definitely would mint a Monadian.
yeah, there's also, I'm thinking about more projects that we have. Of course, there's Budao. They also had like a huge hype a few months ago.
And they're a free mint, so
Didn't Monasex leave them?
I don't know that.
it's a pretty significant detail.
Yeah, it doesn't have team roles on the Discord.
I found an announcement. This is what Monasek said. Gboo, I will be stepping down from my role on Boo due to some personal reasons. I want to use this medium to thank everyone, the Boo team, the Boo community for their efforts pushing this project forward. My decision has nothing to do with Boo project itself. I will be supporting Boo as a member, and OX will be updating you guys on which path the project takes. I love you, and I love the Boo community too. Thank you. So sounds like he's no longer really involved.
Yeah, true. It's off. Good to know. Good to know.
I guess that's why he has all that time to be in Quanta Code all the time.
Another OG project that we also have that is not very talked about, but I think can be relevant, is Woolly Hacks. Also has like a Telegram channel.
I think the art's really cool. It has a lot of potential, but they don't have a Discord and they've been around a long time. I don't understand why they don't have a Discord. If they would just get a Discord, they might actually get more hype. Like some of the graphics, they made like some short videos or something on Twitter that were cool. There's potential there. And I feel like they're missing out because right now is the time to get all the attention to your NFTs, and if you only are on Telegram, then you're missing out on a big subsection of crypto that just isn't willing to go on Telegram.
Yeah, completely true. I think it's a similar situation to Scrumpies, I think, in that regards. And then there's obviously Purple Friends from MonadPad. There were some hiccups a couple months ago, but I think they are really working to get things around. I think they can also be a very good collection. They just need maybe to recover.
Yeah, I mean, it's a free mint, and I've talked to Subi, and potentially they will have a little bit of utility as well, which a free mint with a little bit of utility is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think price is also a factor, you know. I'm not talking about Purple Friends in specific because it's a different case, you know, because of the utility and so on. But talking generally about NFT mint prices, if your price is too high or the perception of your price is too high for what you're offering, people will see your project as trying to like extract value from the community. And sometimes, or a lot of times, that's not good for your project, you know. So yeah, if the price is too high, people will feel they have too much skin in the game and will try to flip it quickly, you know.
I just realized, I think what most NFTs do, which is decide the price just before launching, is actually a very good idea. Because if you say in advance that it's going to be $500, you don't know if that's going to be too much or too little. Because last bull market, NFTs were minting for 10k, and it was justified because they would like mint it and instantly could resell it for 100k if the hype was crazy. So deciding the price before launch is probably the best idea.
Yeah, that's like why Scrumpies and Nomads and Monadians, almost all of them don't actually say how much the mint's going to cost, because if the market's pumping, those NFTs are going to be expensive.
I was trying here to find 180. When I first saw it, it had like 700 followers. Now it has 10k followers. Yeah, I think we can count like 3 projects that are an obvious derivative from Ladies. Monady, Overnuts, and Montana Baddies. To me, it looks like a Chalk popularity play slash Milady popularity play. I'm also waiting to see other Mon animals like Molandak, Mayaki, Salmonad. I don't think Mush will do a collection. I don't think both Grimjo and Glitter want Mush to be an NFT collection. So any collection that might appear with Mush probably won't have their support, which is, for me, it would be a right away turn off for it. If they support it, would be crazy, but I don't know if that's their vibe, you know. But I'd like to see other Mon animals other than Chalk having collections. I think it'd be cool.